There's two systems of criminal justice. There's a criminal justice system for those who can afford to get out, even though they haven't been convicted of any crime. And there's a criminal justice system for those who can't afford to get out, who all too often end up pleading guilty simply to protect their apartment, to protect their house, to protect their job, to ensure that they're there to provide for their family.
Of bail is to ensure an individual returns to court, and that is not taken into consideration enough.
Person gets arrested on a charge of burglary or robbery, and a high money bail of like $10 or $15 or $20,000 is set, which they have no hope of making. And the person has to sit in jail, and the district attorney has 60 days, up to 2 months, to decide whether to file any charges or not. And after that 60 days, the district attorney decides they haven't got any evidence. They've got the wrong person. So the person gets released. But now their entire life has been destroyed. They've lost their job, their car, their apartment.
In jail, you don't have access to services. You don't have access to drug treatment. You have nothing. You're literally sitting in a cot.
Individuals charged with nonviolent crimes should be released automatically without any cash bail, unless the state can prove that they're a danger to the society or they have a history of not returning to court.
Often when we hear about bail reform, oppositions will say we're talking about public safety, but is public safety allowing individuals to not go to work for 60 days? Is public safety allowing a mother to not be able to be with her children for 60 days? Does that promote public safety?
Judges have a special role to play. While a judge should be a neutral arbiter on all cases, a judge can still root for people. A judge can still be on the side of the citizens and be excited for them to move out of the system, get back to their lives, and on with their goals.
Bond is $1,000. Are you requesting a court-appointed lawyer?
Yeah.
Give me a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Is there something you don't understand about give me a yes or a no? I don't expect anything but a yes or a no. Not a maybe so, or a yeah, or anything else.
Yeah.
Or something. I heard what you said. Your bond just went up to $2,000.
Bail was actually designed for the very purpose to release people prior to trial, so that we didn't keep human beings who are presumptively innocent in a jail cell away from their families and their communities and their homes before we determine whether they're guilty of anything or not. But over the last century, and particularly over the rise of mass incarceration in the last 40 years, we've started to use money bail as a way of keeping poor people in jail prior to their trial. The vast majority of people who are arrested by our criminal punishment bureaucracy are poor, and they're disproportionately people of color. And all over the country, no matter what they're charged with, the decision about whether to keep them in a jail cell or not is made on the basis of how much money they have in their pocket. Our jails around this country are places in which we inflict enormous pain. People are deprived of fresh air and sunlight and exercise. They're victims of sexual and physical violence and stabbings and beatings. These are places of family separation. And all of it is happening in Harris County and all over the country solely because people can't make a monetary payment. before your bail hearing, you were ordered not to speak.
Don't say anything. All of you are here to listen and not talk. You're not here to argue about anything to do with the case.
Are you requesting the court to appoint you a lawyer, or are you going to hire your own lawyer?
The court lawyer. But I had to say something, man. I was
No,
coming
you
from
don't
work.
have to say anything, Mr. English. You get to say that to your court-appointed lawyer. Thank you. You can go with the deputy.
It's not really a very meaningful hearing if the person who the hearing is about, whose life is on the line, can't even utter a word. And so one of the things we saw over and over again in these videos were magistrates making fun of people who were arrested for sleeping under a bridge, yelling at people, doubling their money bail if they said yeah instead of yes, inflicting such pain and such cruelty on an everyday level to the point where that kind of brutality became normalized in Harris County. The people that worked in that system didn't even notice it because they were doing it 20,000 times every single year. And it's that system that we sued, and it's that system that's unconstitutional. It's that system that our lawsuit has fixed. The same thing that was happening in Harris County is happening to varying degrees in virtually every other city and town in this country. And there's a growing movement all over the country that recognizes the incredible unfairness and injustice and ineffectiveness of a system that bases access to liberty and to bodily freedom on the amount of money you have in your wallet.